Hi everyone, and welcome back to Lakeside. And this week has been a much better week for me, and no traumas or anything like that, so I've been able to get on and do some work up here. And as you can see, the yard now is looking reasonably complete. There's still one or two little items I need to do as regards detailing, but the main construction is now finished really. I need to add some stonework around this outer edge of the turntable, but I will do that once I've got the new turntable installed. I'll come back to the turntable shortly. This video is going to be mainly about this area because I haven't done anything else at all apart from working on this. So today I made this I made this up. I thought there's something missing here. I need to have some form of loco undercover, so that the guys in the heritage yard have bought this, and they're going to be later on restoring it back to its former glory. And this was an old mainline loco I had. It didn't have any motor in it at all. That had been taken out. So it would never ever go in a million years, well, unless I put a new motor in it, of course. But it just sat about, and I thought, oh, I know what I can do with that. So today I made a tarpaulin up and wrapped it, and then I've just painted the tarpaulin. It's just made out of tissue paper, glued and then dried, and then painted with dry brush and airbrush. So it's, I don't know what, it's coming out kind of pale yellow, but it's not, it's like a dark green actually. And I've put some weathering on that as well, on the tarpaulin. I've made the wheels rusty. Don't know if I can get in there, but it is anyway, it's rusty. And I've just plonked it on a little bit of track for now. So I've gone through and I've added details, like I've got a guy sitting down having a break, just putting his bum on some wheels there. The train spotters there, obviously. Bike. I've got a guy over there, somewhere here, shoveling coal. And I've had, oh, there's a guy there having a quick smoke. And I think you've seen this. I've got a chap there knocking off work and getting his bike. So this is all lit now, all the wiring's done, and I've added grass poking through the cinders, and I've just airbrushed and knocked back the green of it, again with weathered black, just to give it a light dusting so it wasn't quite so green. There's the ash pit, obviously, just there. I've gone through and I've put bushes and shrubs, well, shrubs really, up against the buildings. Let's come back a bit and mind doing the lampposts. Up against the buildings to hide the line of the building along here, along with the water tower. And if we come around the back, again the fencing needs to be weathered along here, but again I can't do that until it's thoroughly dried. So we've got some logs there just taken down from an old tree which was there. Again slightly weathered with black. And the fences here have got rust appearing, which I've got to do over there. So all in all, it's basically done at long last. So just a few more little details to put on here and there, and then jobs are good. Then what I can do is go over there and treat those alcoves there the same as what I've done over there with the bushes and shrubs, and weather those in. I've got to be so careful with these lamps sticking up, these ones here, with my camera. So I shall just put in some shrubs in here and then weather this ballast a bit more. So it's just things like that really. And then that area will be complete, thank goodness. I've got to get some furniture to put in the engine sheds, like there's one there's a guy standing at a toolbox, but I need to put shelving in there and all the normal paraphernalia you'll find in a shed. I should probably get those from Skull Model Scenery. They seem to do a whole collection of stuff for that sort of thing. I'm pleased with the logo. I think that's come out well. Only took a couple of hours to do, so that pleased me. So there we go. Job's a good one, as they say. Very pleased with it. Very pleased with it. I've moved the bike shed. It was over there, if you remember, and I moved that to here because when guys come to work, they'll come in and put their bikes in the bike rack and then toddle off and go over to the engine sheds for work. I've added the, I'm not sure what the last video was, to be honest. I've added the gates now. I don't know if I had those on before or not, but I've added the gates on. I've put some mesh, security meshing over it with wire at the top. Made up my little signs. Unauthorised personnel only, and a Lakeside Heritage Depot. And as it comes out onto the, let's turn around this way, as it comes out onto the main feed here, don't forget this from there onwards, that from this line, that's going to be hard standing as that. So the hard standing will come up to here, and then there'll be a straight line through to the ballast. So what I've done with the ballast of here, the cinders and the normal ballast and airbrush, I've now brought this out to a feather so that there's not a distinct line. And somebody did comment on the Facebook page that it was a bit abrupt, but of course it wasn't complete then. So that's the reasoning why it looked a bit abrupt. It's because it wasn't finished. So hopefully, if we stand back, you can see there's a gradual feathering out of the cinders onto the main ballast. I just need to knock back that green there a bit, like I've done over here. So that's it. Now the other thing I need to show you, it's only going to be a short video, is that on my iPad, as you know, I want to get everything on the iPad so that everything is controlled via the iPad. So as you know, I have my lift working on my iPad, plus I have all my points on my iPad, and obviously locos as well. But check this out. If you remember, I wanted to get the turntable on the iPad, which caused quite a few headaches, to be honest with you. But we go here, go to number 2, so it was on track 1, and now it's on track 2. So we can take it back onto track 1 from the iPad. And that will go all the way around to the varying tracks. So if I want to go to, say, track 5, it will go the shortest route round to track 5. which is where the Costi is here. Hopefully. And she's now sitting on track 5, so the Costi can now traverse off and go onto track 5. Sorry, onto the turntable from track 5. So there we go. Now I've not got that wired up yet, so it probably won't go. I haven't tried it, to be honest, but it may do. But I've got to clean all the track now because it's just covered in gunge, glue, paint, so all that has got to be cleaned thoroughly. But again, I'll wait till tomorrow now before I do that, because I want everything to dry off. I know that if I try and do it now, I'm going to mess things up, so it's best to wait until all the glue is set off. I've also put what do they call it, hair lacquer stuff, which women use for their hair. I've also sprayed that over the area. It's been glued, but because it's so fine, I've also put an additional coat of hairspray over the top to hold the grass down, because what I want to do is to have it so secure that I can just pop a hoover over this and pick any fluff, dust or stuff up without the whole lot being sucked up in the hoover. And hopefully, yeah, I mean that's already set actually, which is good. Very pleased with it. So let's turn the lights out for a second. Bear with me. Oh, it's a bit dark, but hopefully you can see the effect when the lights are off. It's pitch black outside, so this is just being illuminated by any lighting, including the lighting over the back there on the layout. And I think that works really nicely. Subtle, but there. Right, let's pop these lights back on. See what I'm doing then. Okay, so that's about it really. Not much, but as regards a video, but at least it's giving you an idea of what I've been up to this week. And it's nice to know that this area now is virtually complete. It's just titivating about with an airbrush and paintbrushes really. That's really all I've got left to do, which is primarily on the fencing. Finish this side off, and then I can start over that side and also on the outside. So what I've done, after this video I will put some still shots up from when it first started. Excuse me, when it first started, where I had nothing here apart from a turntable, and I'll just show a gradual progression of the yard up to the stage it is now. So there'll just be some still shots afterwards. Okay, so that's about it, folks. Thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed that, and maybe you picked up some ideas, and if you have, great. That's what it's all about, the sharing of ideas. And if you obviously want to put them on your layout, then please do so, obviously with your stamp on it of how you want to do it your way, but at least the ideas are there. And I I was saying to somebody today that I really haven't got a clue what I'm doing here. I really don't. I've never ever been to a steam engine site, or whatever they call it, a depot, in my life. So really this has all come from photographs and how I imagine them to be. So no doubt I've made probably some horrendous prototypical errors on here, but so be it. It's good enough for me, and if I'm happy with it, that's really all that matters. And I am happy. I think it's come out really well. I'm going to weather these water crane things. I need to weather those. They're a bit too new looking. So you know, I keep picking these things up, don't I? But it is titivating around and just picking up on things which, as I spot, I will do. But the main construction's done. Right, okay people, I shall love you and leave you, and hopefully I'll catch you next week with another video. God above knows what that will be. Maybe it'll just be a running session. Next stage, I guess, will be to work on this hard standing so I can come up to this stage here, up to there, and go back and gradually work my way along. Okay, so bye for now, and I'll speak to you again shortly. Bye for now. Bye.